Good evening. Sure you guys saw the thumbnail. This is my puppy Luna. She's not a puppy. She's kind of old. She's getting close to 10 now. Not super old for a dog, but how you guys doing? Welcome back to the live stream Bible reading. Thanks for being here. I see GR Cleve, the encouraging community. What up, fam? Palmetto Paratrooper, brother, the hot sauce this time. Oh my gosh. You keep on getting better every time you make this stuff. Each one of those sauces that you sent me are like delicious. I will say it's not heat over flavor for sure. It's like flavor first with a nice punch of spice. Moose Run Coffee, shalom, brother. JS Genesis Designs, shalom. Brenda Prince, shalom. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you all are having a good night. Humble Child, shalom, good to see you. Country Dad, shalom, hello. Bethany, shalomi, homie. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Luna, you want to say hi? She's kind of camera shy. She's going to hide herself from the camera. But this is Luna. She's my girl. Rescued, hello, hello. Good to see you. I'm sure the mic is a little quiet. I started it out all the way low. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let me know if I'm getting warmer. I want to make sure that I'm not picking up too much background noise. But where are we at right there? Pretty good. I know I've had some people say, hey, this is actually the reason I got the microphone in the first place, because I had some friends of mine that watched the Bible readings, and they said, hey, love the Bible readings, but could you, turn up the volume a little bit? Because while I'm driving in the truck, I can barely hear you, and I've got it all the way up. So we got Country Dad. Bob killed a 6-point today. All right. Go, Bob. One shot with a revolver. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hi, Shy. I read that as Shay, but I know better now. Made that mistake once. 5x5. Thanks, JS Genesis Designs. All right. Well, I jumped on a little bit early so that we could get some, allow some time for people to jump in here before we get started. We are in chapter 26, the book of Genesis. Sorry I haven't been reading the last couple. So I was supposed to do one on Monday. Missed Monday. I'm still dealing with like a ton of congestion. Very uncomfortable, miserable. Every time I eat, I feel like I'm being waterboarded because I cannot breathe. And pretty frustrating. But, hey man, if that's what I'm complaining about, I'm actually doing fairly well, I would say. How about you? Fried deer steak. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like a cube steak made with a deer steak. There you go. We need to chat. Let's chat. Who we chatting with? Me and you? Chat me. Prayer for my healing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's been, I don't know, at least 2 solid weeks, maybe 3 weeks now. Splitting headaches, just, go to bed completely stuffed, wake up even worse. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to clear it up. I bought this like spicy nasal spray. It's got like capsaicin or something. It's supposed to be natural, but it's hard to get nasal spray up your sinuses if you're completely plugged. You can't really breathe it in. So, Mullen, I'll try that. I haven't tried that out yet. What do you do with it? Do you eat it, or what do you do? Make a tea with it, maybe? I'll try it out. I'm open to suggestions. I don't know if it's a cold. It seems to really get bad at night when I'm like laying down. Yeah, whoa, capsaicin. I know I'm taking my spicy kick to the next level, straight up the nose. Yeah, but it does have capsaicin in it, and you can tell when you use it. Chew on a hot pepper. Oh, I eat spicy stuff all the time, and the spice hasn't been doing it. During the day, it's not so bad. A dog just licked my toes. That was very uncomfortable. Um, During the day, it's not so bad. It's when I get in bed, and I think it has something to do with my blood flow, because then I'm getting more blood to my head, less to my feet, and I don't know. Try some wasabi up the nostrils. Wow, that would be very intense. I bet it would do it. I mean, I bet just regular wasabi would do it. My feet are clean now. Yeah, my dog. He's got a servant's heart. He's down there washing my feet, and so bless him for that. Thank you, Zeke. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, not with the spicy. But real quick, I will show you what I got from Palmetto Paratrooper. I'm pretty excited about it. So, he mentioned last time we were doing a live that he had some hot sauces that he could spare, and so I jumped on it, and we got the sriracha. This one's really good. I only have tried all three of these on pizza so far, but that's a big hit. The sriracha, very thick, really good, delicious. Like, the flavor is outstanding. Um, Not very much spice, but this one had a little bit more spice. I think this one might have some habanero in it or something. But I think I'm getting pretty numb to the spice, so I'm not gonna knock him for that. That's probably my tolerance. This honey jalapeno is absolutely delicious. Yeah, you come on over, bro. Bring some coffee. Um, Little Joe Garcia, I found for some reason hanging upside down for some reason works. I think it has something to do with the blood rushing to the sinuses. I'm willing to try that. I have a hang up bar or like a pull up bar, and I actually have those. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but there's this movie. I don't even know if I should say it. It's Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Wouldn't recommend watching it, but there's a scene where this guy like has these boot things around his ankles, and he hangs up on a bar, and like he hangs upside down from them, like to do sit-ups or whatever. Well, I bought those things because I have a really bad back, and I don't have room for like a teeter hang-ups. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's supposed to help decompress your spine. Long story short, I will try that, and I'll hang upside down from my Deuce Bigelow boots. I don't know what else to call them now. Roman Jeepers, shalom, brother. Yep, this one's the sriracha, super good. Like, all of them have outstanding flavor. Um, yeah, if I had one complaint, and it's not a complaint, it's that I'm a chili head now, and the spicier the better. So if I don't have a capsaicin rush, I feel like I'm lacking something. But I'm sure that now that I've said that, he'll make something that'll light me up pretty good. Have you thought about a colloidal silver in saline solution with nasal wash? Saline solution nasal wash. I haven't thought about that, but I do have colloidal silver, and I could probably mix some colloidal silver into my capsaicin nasal spray and see if that helps. Bowl of grits with some butter and a little Frank's Red Hot. That's worth a try. I don't think you can lose with that, actually. Good evening. Get some wasabi to clear the sinus. I will try. I'm gonna try that. I'll get some wasabi. I love wasabi, anyways. It's I'm overdue for like a California roll or something, some sushi, some clean sushi, which is not as hard to find as you would think. I've always heard them called moon boots. Well, that's more appropriate. I'll use that from now on. Moon boots. There we go. Hot, not hit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, gotcha. Well, it 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 made sense to me. Hot bowl of grits. There you go. Wasabi peas are good. Okay, waiting for the late arrival. Get some to eat supper. Get home to eat supper. Right on. Okay, so I think that it's time to get into the word. Hope you guys are ready for that. Palmetto Paratrooper. There you are, bro. I was just telling them about the spicy sauce. It's not, man, I think the flavor is what I'm the most impressed with. Each one of these is absolutely delicious, which I was telling my wife, I said I got good news and bad news. Good news is for her, it's not too spicy. Bad news is for me, it's not too spicy. But this one probably would be spicy for her. But I don't know. I think I broke my spice receptors. I've been eating the what's it called? Moruga scorpion pepper sauce. That stuff is very hot. But anyways, hot sauce aside, that's kind of like my new hobby, that and espresso. So Moose Run and Palmetto, thank you two very much for getting me addicted to your delicious goods that you produce. Brenda Prince, the flavors on the hot sauce are awesome. I love the mango one is hotter to me, but the jalapeno, I just cannot get over like how delicious these are. And they're each like super unique. You know how a lot of hot sauces that you get from the store, they all kind of just taste like vinegary or something. These are not like that at all. They have like each of these is completely unique from each other. They don't taste anything like each other, but each of them are really, really good in their own way. Anyways, could talk about hot sauce all night, but let's get into the word, shall we? Chapter 26, the book of Exodus. We are in the TS 2009, the scriptures. And that's page 84 if you're following along in your own copy of the scriptures. Chapter 26. And make the dwelling place then, with 10 curtains of fine woven linen and blue and purple and scarlet material. Make them with cherubim. Let me move this a little bit. There we go. With cherubim, the work of a skilled workman. The length of each curtain is 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains having one measure. 5 curtains are joined to each other, and 5 curtains are joined to each other. And you shall make loops of blue on the edge of the end of the curtain on each set, and do the same on the edge of the end curtain of the second set. Make 50 loops in the one curtain and 50 loops on the edge of the end curtain of the second set, the loops being opposite to each other. And you shall make 50 hooks of gold, and shall join the curtains together with the hooks. And the dwelling place shall be one. And you shall make curtains of goat's hair for a tent over the dwelling place. Make 11 curtains. The length of each curtain is 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits, one measure to the 11 curtains. And you shall join the 5 curtains by themselves, and the 6 curtains by themselves, and you shall double over the 6 curtains at the front of the tent. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outmost in the set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is of the second set. And you shall make 50 bronze hooks, and put the hooks into the loops, and join the tent together, and it shall be one. And the overlapping part of the rest of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the back of the dwelling place. And a cubit on the side and a cubit on the other side of what remains of the length of the curtain of the tent. is to hang over the side of the dwelling place, on this side and on that side, to cover it. And you shall make a covering of ram skins dyed red for the tent, and a covering of fine leather above that. And for the dwelling place you shall make the boards of acacia wood standing up. 10 cubits is the length of a board, and a cubit and a half the width of each board. 2 tenons in each board for binding one to another. Do the same for all the boards of the dwelling place. And you shall make the boards of the dwelling place 20 boards for the south side. And make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards of its 2 tenons. And for the second side of the dwelling place, on the north side, 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. And for the extreme parts of the dwelling place westward, make 6 boards, and make 2 boards for the 2 back corners of the dwelling place. I gotta get resituated here. Sorry, I just lost where I was. Corners of the dwelling place, verse 24, and they are double beneath the similar, and similarly they are complete to the top, to the one ring. So it is for both of them; they are for the 2 corners. And these shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under the other board. And you shall make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the dwelling place, and 5 for the boards on the other side of the dwelling place, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the dwelling place for the extreme parts westward, with the middle bars in the middle of the boards, going through from end to end. And overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold as hangers for the bars, and overlay the bars with gold. And you shall raise up the dwelling place according to its pattern which you were shown on the mountain. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet materials, and fine woven linen, and make of a skilled workman made with cherubim. And you shall put it on the 4 columns of acacia wood, overlaid with gold, their hooks of gold upon 4 sockets of silver. And you shall hang the veil from the hooks, and shall bring the ark of the witness there behind the veil. And the veil shall make a separation for you between the set apart and the most set apart place. And you shall put the lid of atonement upon the ark of the witness in the most set apart place. And you shall set the table outside of the veil, and the lampstand opposite the table on the side of the dwelling place toward the south, and put the table on the north side. And you shall make a covering for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet material, and fine woven linen, made by a weaver. And you shall make for the covering 5 columns of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, their hooks of gold. And you shall cast 5 sockets of bronze for them. Verse 27. And you shall make a slaughter place of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The slaughter place is square, and its height 3 cubits. And you shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns are of the same. And you shall overlay it with bronze. And you shall make its pots to receive its ashes, and its shovels, and its basins, and its forks, and its fire holders. Make all its utensils of bronze. And you shall make a grating for it, a bronze network, and shall make on the network 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners, and shall put it under the rim of the slaughter place beneath, so that the network is halfway up the slaughter place. And you shall make poles for the slaughter place, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. And the poles shall be put in the rings, and the poles shall be on the two sides of the slaughter place for lifting it. Make it hollow with boards, as it was shown to you on the mountain. So they are to make it. And you shall make the courtyard of the dwelling place for the south side, screens for the courtyard made of fine woven linen, 100 cubits long for one side, and its 20 columns and their 20 sockets of bronze, the hooks of the columns and their bands of silver. And so for the north side in length, screens 100 cubits long, and its 20 columns and their 20 sockets of bronze, and the hooks of the columns and their bands of silver. And the width of the courtyard on the west side, screens of 50 cubits, with their 10 columns and their 10 sockets. And the width of the courtyard on the east side, 50 cubits, and the screens on one side of the gate, 15 cubits, with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. And on the other side, screens of 50 cubits, and their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. Did I just read that twice? Verse 16. And for the gate of the courtyard, a covering 20 cubits long, of blue and purple and scarlet material, and fine woven linen, made by a weaver, 4 columns and 4 sockets. All the columns around the courtyard have bands of silver, their hooks silver and their sockets bronze. The length of the courtyard is 100 cubits, and the width 50 by 50, and the height 5 cubits, woven of fine linen thread, and its sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the dwelling place, of all its service, all its pegs, and all the pegs of the courtyard are bronze. And you are to command the children of Israel to bring you clear oil of pressed olives for the light, and cause the lamp to burn continually in the tent of appointment outside the veil, which is before the witness. Aharon and his sons are to tend it from evening until morning, before Yahweh, a law forever to their generations, from the children of Israel. Chapter 28. And you bring near Aharon your brother and his sons with him, from among the children of Israel, for serving as priests to me, Aharon, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, Ithamar, the sons of Aharon. And you shall make set-apart garments for Aharon your brother, for esteem and for comeliness. And you speak to all the wise of heart, whom I have filled with a spirit of wisdom, and they shall make the garments of Aharon to set him apart, for him to serve as priest to me. And these are the garments which they make: a breastplate, a shoulder garment, a robe, an embroidered long shirt, a turban, and a girdle. And they shall make set-apart garments for Aharon your brother and his sons, for him to serve as priest to me. And they shall take the gold, and the blue, and the purple, and the scarlet materials, and the fine linen, and make the shoulder garment of gold, of blue, of purple, and scarlet material, and fine woven linen, and the work of a skilled workman. It is to have 2 shoulder pieces joined at its 2 edges, and so it is joined together. And the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, which is on it, is of the same workmanship, made of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet material, and fine woven linen. And you shall take 2 shoham stones, and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the remaining 6 names on the other stone, according to their birth, with the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet. Engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. Set them in settings of gold. And you shall put the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garments as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel. And Aharon shall bear their names before Yahweh on his 2 shoulders for a remembrance. And you, oops, and you shall make settings of gold and 2 chains of clean gold like braided cords, and fasten the braided chains to the settings. And you shall make a breastplate of right ruling, a work of a skilled workman, like the work of the shoulder garment. Make it of gold, the blue and purple and scarlet material, and fine woven linen. It is square, doubled, a span its length, and a span its width. And you shall put together of stones in it 4 rows of stones. The first row is a ruby, a topaz, and an emerald. And the second row is a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row is a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row is a beryl, a shoam, and a jasper. They are set in gold settings. And the stones are together to the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, each one with its own names for the 12 tribes. Now this might be a little bit irrelevant, but I thought I remembered diamond not being one of those 12 stones. So maybe there's a translational discrepancy here, or maybe I'm just wrong. But correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, if you would. Chapter 22, or verse 22, sorry. And you shall make braided chains of corded work for the breastplate at the end of clean gold. And you shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And you shall put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the 2 cords you fasten to the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garment in front. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and shall put them in the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it, which is on the inner side of the shoulder garment. And you shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 shoulder pieces, underneath the shoulder garment, on the front of it, close to the seam above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And they bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the ring of the shoulder garment, using a blue cord, so that it is above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, so that the breastplate does not come loose from the shoulder garment. And Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel on the breastplate of right ruling over his heart. Interesting. There's the breastplate of right ruling, like the breastplate of righteousness, right? Over his heart. When he goes into the set apart place for remembrance before Yahweh continually. And into the breastplate of right ruling you shall put the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be on the heart of Aharon when he goes in before Yahweh. And Aharon shall bear the right ruling of the children of Israel on his heart before Yahweh continually. And you shall make the robe of the shoulder garment olive blue, and the opening for his head shall be in the middle of it, a woven binding all around its opening, like the opening in a scaled armor. Interesting. I don't know why I have that underlined, but all around its opening, like the opening in a scaled armor, so that it does not tear. Probably has something to do with if a high priest, which Aaron is the high priest at this time, if he is to tear his garment, I believe that that's punishable by death. So maybe that's why they had it woven all around the opening, like the opening in a scaled armor, so that it does not tear. Probably irrelevant, but interesting. Verse 33, and on its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet material all around its hem, and bells of gold between them all around. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate on the hem of the robe all around. And it shall be upon Aharon to attend in, and its sound shall be heard when he goes into the set apart place before Yahweh, and when he comes out, so that he does not die. And you shall make a plate of clean gold and engrave on it, like the engraving of a signet, set apart to Yahweh. And you shall put it on a blue cord, and it shall be on the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. Now you got this this turban, and I have a note on the side. It's like helmet of salvation, right? So you got all these different pieces of the priestly garment that kind of represent the armor of Yah. Verse 38. And it shall be on the forehead of Aharon, and Aharon shall bear the guilt of the set apart gifts which the children of Israel set apart in all their set apart gifts. And it shall always be on his forehead for acceptance for them before Yahweh. And you shall weave the long shirt of fine linen, and shall make the turban of fine linen, and you shall make the girdle of woven work. And make long shirts for Aharon's sons, and you shall make girdles for them, and you shall make turbans for them, for esteem and comeliness. And you shall put them on Aharon your brother, and on his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and shall ordain them, and shall set them apart, and they shall serve as priests to me. And make linen trousers for them, to cover their nakedness, reaching from the waist to the thighs. And they shall be on Aharon and on his sons, and they shall come into the tent of appointment. Or when they come near the slaughter place to attend in the set apart place, so that they do not bear crookedness and die. A law forever to him and to his seed after him. Can you guys hear my son Levi singing? He's a little worship warrior. I love that. Chapter 29. And this is the task you shall do to them, to set them apart to serve me as priests. Take one young bull and 2 rams, perfect ones, and unleavened bread and unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil. Make these of wheat flour. And you shall put them in one basket, and bring them in the basket along with the bull and the 2 rams. Then you shall bring Aharon and his sons to the door of the tent of appointment, and wash them with water. What? It is 8 o'clock. We've only been going for half hour. Less than half hour. I have a stopping place, so. Hey, why don't you jump in the chat and follow along? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. We're working through this pretty good.
When you're done, I'm gonna do like a hot compress.
All right, I love you. I'll be in there in a minute, or like 30 minutes. Make sure you shut that door when you go in, please.
I know, I'm grabbing cheese.
Okay. Enjoy the cheese. Verse 4. When you shall... Sorry, guys. And you shall put them in one basket, and bring them in the basket along with the bull and the 2 rams. Then you shall bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tent of appointment, and wash them with water. And you shall take the garments and put them and shall put on Aaron the long shirt, and the robe of the shoulder garment, and the shoulder garment, and the breastplate, and shall gird him with the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, and shall put the turban on his head, and shall put the set apart sign of dedication on the turban, and shall take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. Then you shall bring his sons, and put long shirts on them, and shall gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put the turbans on them, and the priesthood shall be theirs for an everlasting law. So you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. And you shall bring near the bull before the tent of appointment, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the bull, and you shall slay the bull before Yahweh by the door of the tent of appointment, and take some of the blood of the bull and put it on the horns of the slaughter place with your finger, and pour all the blood beside the base of the slaughter place. And you shall take all the fat that covers the entrails, and the appendage on the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and burn them on the slaughter place. But the flesh of the bull, and its skin, and its dung, you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. And take one ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slay the ram, and you shall take its blood and sprinkle it all around the slaughter place, and cut the ram in pieces, and wash the entrails and its legs, and place them upon its pieces on its head. And you shall burn the entire ram on the slaughter place. It is an ascending offering to Yahweh. It is a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And you shall take the second ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall slay the ram, and take some of its blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and the tip of the right ear of his sons, on the thumb of their right hand, and on the big toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood all around on the slaughter place. And you shall take some of the blood that is on the slaughter place, and some of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron and on his garments, on the sons, and on the garments of his sons with him. And he and his garments shall be set apart. Sorry, it's hard to breathe. And his sons and his garments of his sons with him. And you shall take the fat of the ram, and the fat tail, and the fat that covers the entrails, and the appendage on the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat on them, and the right thigh. It is for a ram of ordination. And 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake made with oil, and 1 thin cake from the basket of the unleavened bread that is before Yahweh. And you shall put all these in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and you shall wave them, a wave offering before Yahweh. Then you shall take them from their hands, and burn them on the slaughter place as an ascending offering, as a sweet fragrance before Yahweh. It is an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And you shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's ordination, and wave it, a wave offering before Yahweh, and it shall be your portion. And from the ram of ordination you shall set apart the breast of the wave offering which is waved, and the thigh of the contribution which is raised, of that which is for Aaron, and of that which is for his sons. And it shall be from the children of Israel for Aaron and his sons by a law forever, for it is a contribution. And it is a contribution from the children of Israel, from the slaughters of their peace offerings, their contribution to Yahweh. And the set apart garments of Aaron are for his sons after him, to be anointed in them and to be ordained in them. The priest from his sons in his place puts them on for 7 days when he enters the tent of appointment to attend in the set apart place. And take the ram of ordination and cook its flesh in the set apart place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tent of appointment. And they shall eat those offerings with which the atonement was made, to ordain them, to set them apart. But let a stranger not eat them, because they are set apart. And if any of the flesh of the ordination offerings, and if any of the flesh of the ordination offerings or of the bread be left over until the morning, you shall burn up what is left over. It is not eaten, because it is set apart. And so you shall do to Aaron and his sons according to all I have commanded you. 7 days you shall ordain them. And prepare a bull each day as a sin offering for atonement. And you shall cleanse the slaughter place when you make atonement for them. And you shall anoint it to set it apart. For 7 days you shall make atonement for the slaughter place, and set it apart, and the slaughter place shall be most set apart. Whatever touches the slaughter place is to be set apart. And this is what you prepare on the slaughter place: 2 lambs a year old, daily, continually. Prepare the one lamb in the morning, and the other lamb you prepare between the evenings. And 1/10 of an ephah of flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of pressed oil, and 1/4 of a hin of wine as a drink offering, with the one lamb. And prepare the other lamb between the evenings, and with it prepare the grain offering and the drink offering, as in the morning, for a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a continual ascending offering for your generations, at the door of the tent of appointment before Yahweh, where I shall meet with you to speak with you. And there I shall meet with the children of Israel, and it shall be set apart by my esteem. And I shall set apart the tent of appointment and the slaughter place, and Aaron and his sons I set apart to serve as priests to me. And I shall dwell in the midst of the children of Israel, and shall be their Elohim. And they shall know that I am Yahweh their Elohim, who brought them up out of the land of Mitzrayim to dwell in their midst. I am Yahweh their Elohim. I'm going to take a break and breathe. This is actually pretty hard. So we got chapter 30. We only got a little bit left to do today, you guys. Hang in here with me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 pages left. So for some reason it really helps when I take a drink of water. All right. There we go. A little bit better. Peppermint oil. I do. I put a little bit of peppermint oil right in my mustache. I haven't done that today, but it helps. All right, chapter 30. Let me grab one more water bottle. Chapter 30, you guys. Oh. Probably take a little shot of this. It'll help. Put orange. There you go. Whatever the flavor of the day is, right? Just need to relax. A little lavender. Whatever works, right? Sarah, good to see ya. Sarah got to meet my pops the other day. Yeah, you put food in yours. Highland clawed clam is a homeopathy remedy that might help. Yeah, we're into. Oh, that was today, right on. Yeah, I'm willing to try some stuff. I'm gonna be making some mullein tea here. I don't have mullein right now, but I'll be getting some. There we go. Move this mic a little bit. There we go. Boom, boom. There we go. I'll try not to sniffle into the microphone. I'm sure that's probably not the best sound. No worries, Brenda Prince. I get it. Cold calm. Gotcha. Clawed clam. That sounds pretty nasty. Cold calm sounds more reasonable. Gotcha. I was gonna try it though, chapter 30. Here we go, you guys. Exodus chapter 30. It's good to see you, Jacqueline Hembry. That's all right. I'm just glad that I'm able to talk better than I could yesterday. All right. Here we go. And you shall make a slaughter place to burn incense on. Make it of acacia wood, a cubit long and a cubit wide. It is a square and 2 cubits high. Its horns of the same. And you shall overlay its top and its sides all around. And its horns with clean gold. And you shall make for it a molding of gold all around, and make 2 gold rings for it under the molding on both its sides. Sorry, I keep on burping. Make them on its 2 sides, and they shall be holders for the poles to lift it with. And you shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. And you shall put it before the veil that is before the ark of the witness, before the lid of atonement that is over the witness, where I am to meet with you. And Aharon shall burn on it sweet incense morning by morning, as he tends the lamps. Go ahead and do like this. Where was I? There we go. As he tends the lamps, he shall burn incense on it. And when Aaron lights the lamps between the evenings, he shall burn incense on it, a continual incense before Yahweh throughout your generations. Do not offer strange incense on it, or an ascending offering, or a grain offering, and do not pour a drink offering on it. And Aharon shall make atonement upon the horns once a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonement. Once a year he makes atonement upon it throughout your generations. It is most set apart to Yahweh. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, when you take the census of the children of Israel to register them, then each one shall give an atonement for his life to Yahweh when you register them, so that there is no plague among them when you register them. Everyone among those who are registered is to give this half a shekel according to the shekel of the set apart place, 20 gerahs being a shekel. and half shekel is the contribution of Yahweh. Everyone passing over to to be registered from 20 years old and above gives a contribution to Yahweh. The rich does not give more, and the poor does not give less than half a shekel. Then when you give a contribution to Yahweh to make atonement for yourselves. And you shall take the silver for the atonement from the children of Israel, and give it for the service of the tent of appointment. And it shall be to the children of Israel for a remembrance before Yahweh, to make atonement for yourselves. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, And you shall make a basin of bronze, and its stand also of bronze for washing, and you shall put it between the tent of appointment and the slaughter place, and shall put water in it. And Aaron and his sons shall wash from it their hands and their feet, when they go in to the tent of appointment, and when they come near the slaughter place to attend, to burn an offering made by fire to Yahweh, they wash with water, lest they die. And they shall wash their hands and their feet, lest they die. And it shall be a law forever to them, to him and his seed throughout their generations. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, And take for yourselves choice spices, 500 shekels of liquid myrrh, and half as much, 250, of sweet-smelling cinnamon, and 250 of sweet-smelling cane, and 500 of cassia, according to the shekel of the set-apart place, and a hin of olive oil. And you shall make from these a set-apart anointing oil, a compound blended, the work of a perfumer. It is a set-apart anointing oil, and with it you shall anoint the tent of appointment, and the ark of the witness, and the table, and all the utensils, and the lampstand and its utensils, and the slaughter place of incense, and the slaughter place of ascending offering, with all its utensils, and the basin and its stand. And you shall set them apart, and they shall be most set apart. Whatever touches them is to be set apart. And you shall anoint Aaron and his sons, and set them apart to serve as priests to me. And speak to the children of Israel, saying, This is a set apart anointing oil to me throughout your generations. It shall not be poured on the flesh of a man, and make no other like it according to its composition. It is set apart to you. Whoever compounds any like it, or whoever puts any of it on a stranger, shall be cut off from his people. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Take sweet spices, fragrant gum and cinnamon, and galbanum, and clear frankincense with these sweet spices, all in equal amounts. Then you shall make of these an incense, a compound, work of a perfumer, salted, clean, set apart. And you shall beat some of it very fine, and put some of it before the witness of the tent of appointment, where I meet with you. It is most set apart to you. And the incense which you make, do not make any for yourself according to its composition. It is set apart to you for Yahweh. Whoever makes any like it to smell it, he shall be cut off from his people. For chapter 31, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, See, I have called by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehudah. And I have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, and in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all work, to make designs of work in gold, for work in gold, and in silver, and in bronze, and in cutting stones for setting, and in carving wood, and to work in all work,
And look, I have appointed with him Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan. And I have put wisdom in the hearts of everyone who is wise-hearted. And they shall make all that I have commanded you, the tent of appointment, the ark of the witness, and the lid of atonement that is on it, and all the utensils of the tent, and the table and its utensils, and the clean gold lampstand with all its utensils, and the slaughter place of incense, and all the slaughter place of ascending offering with all its utensils, and the basin and its and its stand. And the woven garments and the set apart garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons for serving as priests, and the anointing oil and sweet incense for the set apart place, according to all that I have commanded you, you are to do. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, And you speak to the children of Israel, saying, My Sabbaths you are to guard by all means, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, to know that I, Yahweh, am setting you apart. That's worth taking note of, folks. His Sabbath is very significant. And you speak to the children of Israel, saying, My Sabbaths, which is like his feasts and his Shabbat, his seventh day Sabbath and his feast days. My Sabbaths, my holy days, you are to guard. By all means, it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, to know that I, Yahweh, am setting you apart. And you shall guard the Sabbath, for it is set apart to you. Everyone who profanes it shall certainly be put to death. For anyone who does work on it shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days work is done, and on the seventh is a Sabbath of rest, set apart to Yahweh. Everyone doing work on the Sabbath day shall certainly be put to death. And the children of Israel shall guard the Sabbath, to perform the Sabbath throughout their generations as an everlasting covenant between me and the children of Israel. It is a sign forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Whoa. I'm going to knock that over. My bad. And when he had ended speaking with him on Mount Sinai, he gave Moshe 2 tablets of the witness, tablets of stone, written with the finger of Elohim. Chapter 32. And when the people saw that Moshe was so long in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered together to Aaron and said to him, Arise, make us mighty ones, who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him. And Aaron said to them, Take off the golden earring which is in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. And all the people took off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he took this from their hand, and he formed it with an engraving tool, and made a molded calf. And they said, This is your mighty one, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And Aaron saw and built a slaughter place before it. And Aaron called out and said, Tomorrow is a festival to Yahweh. And they rose early on the next day. Let me just pause for a minute, okay? So they're talking about the God who brought them out of Israel. They know what happened, but they're saying, this is him. This golden calf that we just made with our hands. This is that God. Of course, it wasn't that God, and they were reverting back to practices that they learned in Egypt. But clearly, God doesn't want to be worshipped like the Egyptians worship. Anyways, I won't give too much commentary. You already know that. Verse 6. And they rose early on the next day and offered ascending offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Go, get down, for your people whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molded calf, and have bowed themselves to it, and slaughtered to it, and said, This is your mighty one, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And Yahweh said to Moshe, I have seen this people, and see, it is a stiff-necked people. And now let me alone, and my wrath might burn against them, and I consume them, and I make of you a great nation. But Moshe pleaded with Yahweh, his Elohim, and said, Yahweh, why does your wrath burn against your people, whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, with great power and with a strong hand? Why should the Egyptians speak and say, For evil he brought them out to kill them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from the heat of your wrath and relent from this evil to your people. Remember Abraham, Yitzhak, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by yourself and said to them, I increase your seed like the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I have spoken of I give to your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And Yahweh relented from the evil which he said he would do to his people. And Moshe turned and went down from the mountain, and in his hand were 2 tablets of the witness, tablets written on both their sides, written on the one and on the other. And the tablets were the work of Elohim, and the writings with the writing of Elohim engraved on the tablets. And Joshua, heard the noise of the people as they shouted, and he said to Moshe, A noise of battle in the camp. But he said, It is not the sound of those who shout of might, nor is it the sound of those who cry out in weakness, but the sound of singing that I hear. And it came to be, as soon as he came near the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moshe's displeasure burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hand and broke them at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made, and burned it with fire, and ground it into a powder, and scattered it on the face of the water, and made the children of Israel drink it. And Moshe said to Aaron, What did this people do to you that you have brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, Do not let the displeasure of my master burn. You know the people that it is in evil. And they said to me, Make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him. And he said to them, Whoever has gold, let them take it off. And they gave it to me, and I threw it into the fire, and this calf came out. Liar! He made that with an engraving tool, remember? He said he just threw the gold in the fire, and this calf came out. Verse 25, And Moshe saw that the people were let loose, for Aaron had let them loose, to their shame among their enemies. And Moshe stood in the entrance of the camp and said, Who is for Yahweh? Come to me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves to him. And he said to them, Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, Each one puts his sword on his side, pass over to and fro from gate to gate in the camp, and each one kill his brother, and each one his friend, and each one his relative. And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moshe. And about 3,000 men of Israel fell that day. And Moshe said, You are ordained for Yahweh today, since each one has been against his son and his brother, so as to bring upon you a blessing today. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe said to the people, You have sinned a great sin, and now I am going up to Yahweh, if I might stand for your sin. If I might atone for your sin. And Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, Oh, these people have sinned a great sin, and have made for themselves a mighty one of gold. And now, if you would forgive their sin, but if not, please blot me out of your book which you have written. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Whoever has sinned against me, I blot out of my book. And now go, lead the people to the place of which I have spoken to you. See, my messenger goes before you, and in the day of my visitation I shall visit their sin upon them. And Yahweh plagued the people because they made the calf which Aharon made. Excuse me. Chapter 33, And Yahweh said to Moshe, Come, go up from here, you and the people whom you have brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, to the land which I swore to Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob, saying, To your seed I give it. And I shall send my messenger before you, and I shall drive out the Canaanite, and the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. For I do not go up in your midst, because you are a stiff-necked people, lest I consume you on the way. And when the people heard this evil word, they mourned, and no one put on his ornaments. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Say to the children of Israel, You are a stiff-necked people. Should I go up in your midst? For one moment I shall should I go up in your midst? For one moment I shall consume you. And now take off your ornaments, and I shall know what to do to you. So the children of Israel took off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. And Moshe took the tent and took the tent. Where is that? There it is. And Moshe, verse 7, took his tent and pitched it outside the camp, far from the camp, and called it the tent of appointment. And it came to be that everyone who sought Yahweh went out to the tent of appointment, which was outside the camp. And it came to be, whenever Moshe went out to the tent, that all the people rose. And each man stood at his tent door and watched Moshe until he entered the tent. And it came to be, when Moshe entered the tent, that the column of cloud descended and stood at the door of the tent, and he spoke with Moshe. And all the people saw the column of cloud standing at the tent door, and all the people rose and bowed themselves, each one at the door of his tent. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe's face. Thus Yahweh spoke to Moshe face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. And he would return to the camp, but his servant Yehoshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not leave the tent. So, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and forgive me if you disagree, but this is what I believe, that Moshe was speaking with Yeshua, because they were speaking face to face, and nobody's seen the Father and lived. So, that's my thought. Let's move on. Verse 12. And Moshe said to Yahweh, See, you are saying to me, Bring up this people, but you have not made known to me whom you would send with me. Though you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my eyes. And now, please, if I have found favor in your eyes, please show show me your way and let me know you, so that I find favor in your eyes, and consider that this nation is your people. And he said, my presence does go, and I shall give you rest. And he said to him, if your presence is not going, do not lead us up from here. For how then shall it be known that I have found favor in your eyes, and I your people, except you go with us? Then we shall be distinguished, I and your people. Distinguished, I and your people, from all the people who are upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh said to Moshe, even this word you have spoken I shall do, for you have found favor in my eyes, and I know you by name. Then he said, please show me your esteem. And he said, I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yahweh before you. And I shall favor him whom I favor, and shall have compassion on him whom I have compassion. But he said, you are unable to see my face. No, for no man does see me and live. There I stand corrected. So it seems. But he said, you are unable to see my face, for no man does see me and live. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I agree with that, JS Genesis Designs. Yeshua is the mediator. Let's move on. Verse 21, and Yahweh said, see, there is a place with me, and you shall stand on the rock. And it shall be, while my esteem passes by, that I shall put you in the cleft of the rock, and cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I shall take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Hey. So, this is stuff. Praise Yah. We'll get to continue to study together. We'll continue to dig into this. And we will be better after each time we read his word. We'll know him a little bit better. And praise Yah, we'll spend the rest of our eternity just marveling at how good he is. And how deep the things of Yah are. So, yeah, man, that's where we're going to stop for today. Look up in the chat and maybe try the remedy I shared, Old Family Recipe. I'll check it out. Yeah, let's see that. Bless you, Moose. Bless you all. Love you guys. Please pray for peace for Palmetto. He lost a very close friend today. Oh, my goodness. I will definitely do that. Before we jump out of here, we'll pray all together. I don't have. I'm looking for that. Not seeing it. Maybe you could text it to me, Sarah, if you don't mind. That'd be super cool. I would love to get a remedy that works for cleaning this up. But yeah, man, loss is really rough. Sorry you're going through that, brother. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk to the Father, and I'll let you guys get back to your lives, and I'll get back to my wife and help her out with our babies. Heavenly Father, thank you for this time and all the people here, your children. Pray that you bless each of them with peace, guidance, wisdom, good health. Father, I pray that you comfort our brother Palmetto as he mourns the loss of his friend. Pray that you just be with the family members also of that friend that passed. I pray that he knew you, and that it's just a waiting game for us to see him again. We don't have to mourn like those who don't have any hope. So we just thank you for that, Father. Pray that you would just be with each of us as we strive to walk close to you. Your word says that as we draw near to you, you draw near to us. And I just thank you for that. Pray that we would each draw near to you each day, that we would resist the enemy, and that he would flee from us. Pray that you give us strength to resist temptation, Father. Thank you for your word and the fellowship that we have here online. Pray that we would continue to sharpen each other and edify each other, and that we would really use this time to glorify you, that we wouldn't seek to get any vainglory out of any of this. I pray that we would stay humble and true, and that we would just be real with you, real with each other, and that there wouldn't be any temptation to try to put on a face for the camera, from my perspective. Just let us strive to do what's pleasing in your sight, to keep your Torah, to love people with humility, sincerity. Help us to just put our first ministry first, which is our wife and our children, or for the wives, for their husband and their children. And just let us keep you first in everything that we do, loving you with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. It's a tall order. We say that, and we know to do that. But I pray that we would legitimately put you first in our life. That when we wake up in the morning, that we don't just reach for our phone or even coffee or anything, but we lift our eyes and our hearts up to you first thing in the morning, Father. That would be a reminder to physically put you first in our day. And I just thank you so much that we can call upon you, that we can talk to you, the creator of everything, that we could just at the drop of a hat, we could just talk to you. That's such a privilege. I pray that we wouldn't take that for granted. I pray that we would talk to you more often. As your word says, to pray without ceasing, to just basically transfer our thought life into our prayer life, that we would be in constant communication with you, and that because of that, we would be reminded continually of how present you are with us at all times. Thank you, Father, for this time. I just bless your name. Thank you. Bless it, each person here listening right now, in the name of Yeshua. Amen. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Love you guys. We will catch you all in another Bible reading soon. What's it, Wednesday? Friday night. We're going to shoot for Friday night. All right. Shalom, shalom. Have a good night.